Is this the last push to the upside before we see a healthy correction for AGIX? Let's talk all things 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗏. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Cheeky Crypto Uncensored. We're here to talk all things 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗏, AGIX. We'll take a look at the 1 hour, the 1 day and the 1 week timeframes, have a look at the price action, what is going on, and of course what is likely to happen next. As always, if you're enjoying the content, you enjoy this video, and you enjoy everything coming to you recently, please do smash up that like button, subscribe, tap on the bell selecting all of the notifications so that you never miss a video coming to you from Cheeky Crypto or Cheeky Crypto Uncensored. Let's get straight on into the charts, guys, and we'll take a look at the 1 hour time frame here for AGIX. So we can see this is AGIX paired up with USDT, and KuCoin is the data source for this 1 hour chart. So previously we were exploring the idea that the potential top for this move has been met at 33.165. Now this is still holding out true. We can see a couple of interesting levels on the charts as we sit. I don't think this is set in stone as of yet. I do think we need a couple of moves to still play out here. But of course, previously we did talk about this potential 5-wave move to the downside, and it does look like there is a 5-wave move down inside there. We may have to explain this in a different light, but for now we will leave this as a 5-wave move. And then from here we can see we are in my eyes, in my opinion, a corrective move back to the upside. One that will look like an A, B, which will be down here, and C structure coming up into this area between 32.476 cent and 33.186, and what we can see is the particular level here is the higher area. The 1.236 of the C wave would cross higher than the previous high we have in this 5th wave, giving us a bit of confusion as to what the move actually is. So if we fail to cross this white line here at 33.165, then we know our next move is to the downside, where we can scope this one out. So we would be looking at this overall as a bigger A, B and C structure, where we could see this one correct down a little bit deeper. Let's just put these numbers on the charts just now. We will take it to the current high we do have. We can actually see quite a healthy correction happening just now on this time frame in particular. So we're looking for 32.501. giving us the idea that that is the B wave high. We could see this one actually drop down quite deep here. We'd be looking between 28.418 and 27.532, giving us the idea, that we could see this C wave really pull back hard. Now, of course, if this is the move that is in play, then our minimum expectation for this move to the downside would simply be a double bottom at 28.999. So we'll leave that idea on the chart here for now. We will make this a yellow line so we know that this ties up with this yellow move, which we will put on right here. We will also just change a couple of things here, guys, keeping an idea of the internal and the external structures. So we know that we have a potential 5-wave move down in this A wave. We can see a corrective move up here, which does look to be a 3-3, potential 5 with a diagonal pattern going on here. It's not the greatest of structures. It also looks like it may just be a W, X, Y, X and Z. So with that being a potential W, X, Y, X and Z, we could see that move actually complete where we lie at this upper area. And we are obviously looking for this correction to the downside. We can see the price dropping on this hourly chart just now, where we are looking to come down to test out the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA in red and green respectively here, sitting around about 31.416 of a cent. The 200 EMA much further down the chart here at 30.601. So in my eyes, we are looking for a bit of a correction here to come for AGIX's price action. Now, of course, as a weekend, we don't expect all too much fantastic price action to happen. However, we did see last night, Bitcoin hitting a new yearly high once again. So yeah, this seems like a bit of a different weekend opposed to many others, that we do tend to see in this space. So with that being said, you know, we are looking at different things happening on a Saturday in particular here. We tend to see Saturdays very flat, you know, not a lot of volatility. However, yesterday we seen a very volatile day indeed, and today we are seeing the opposite going on here. We've seen the big run to the upside. Well, what we can see on the charts here is this drop to the downside today. That also bringing down this hourly stochastic, leading into the daily close position. When we take a look at that 4 hour, well, the 4 hour still has much momentum to the downside. We can see there is still plenty of room to the downside here on this 4 hour time, this 4 hour stochastic, giving us the idea that that push down to around about 28.9 to 28.4 is a potential. It's not a guarantee. It's not the best of structures. I've told you, guys, this is my thoughts for quite some time. The structures that are playing out just now are not great structures. I do not like how the structures are coming together, but this is the view I have of the charts, AGIX in particular here. We know it's obviously a bit of a micro cap coin. It's quite difficult to chart this one accurately. You know, the structures are very difficult to put together, but this is the structures the way I see them. Take my thoughts, my opinions with a pinch of salt, do with them as you like, but this is how I look at this one. So failure to push higher than 33.165, which we are doing just now. We are finding rejection. Should we lose the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, we are looking to come down and test out that 200 EMA sitting around about 30 cent. Should we lose that 200 EMA, then I do think a retest of the 28.9, maybe down to as low here as the 1-to-1 at 28.4 cent, are the next likely moves here for AGIX. So what we'll do before we move on, we will bring on smart money concepts. What is smart money concepts telling us? Well, guys, of course, we've had that bullish break of structure telling us that the price action is bullish for AGIX. We have a weak high. So smart money concepts in itself is actually telling us, you know, the next moves are potentially to the upside here. We should be looking for them to come up. We can see this price correcting down to test out those EMAs, to test out equilibrium. We have a strong low. So smart money concept is not expecting this move to the downside to play out. I think we need to be patient with that one. Let's just see we're not actually too far from that 33 cent level. Let's just see if we can push up higher than this. Then we can obviously target that move out. But for now, the most obvious move, in my opinion, looks to be a move down in this C wave. So of course, we did see this break of structure. We did see the price push on up to break the previous structure. We have seen that price retrace as we expect to do so, testing out the previous area of high volatility. For instance, for this one, it was the 50 EMA, where we have obviously bounced from, finishing that move to the upside. Once again, giving us the idea the next move is overall to the downside here for AGIX on the hourly. I think I've covered off everything I really wanted to cover off there on the 1 hour chart. Shall we maybe look at the trading cipher? What is the trading cipher telling us here for AGIX on the hourly? Let's just drag this one open a little bit. Well, the trading cipher is indicating that the next move is potentially to the downside. We have a bit of a flip-flop chart here. So we would look at this as a potential anchor wave, and we would look for these to be the trigger waves. However, we had this move lower than the zero line. Yeah, this is not really the move that we would actually be playing out for here. It's not one I would be trading. AGIX is an extremely volatile chart, so it's a brave person, in my opinion, that trades this one. We do have a nice curve to the money flow, so should we see this money flow start to drop down towards that zero line, and we are getting our sell signals here on a cheeky trading cipher, and we will then obviously look for this VWAP to stay lower than the midline. Well, guys, we could potentially be looking at a nice short position here for AGIX through the trading cipher, the cheeky trading cipher. Of course, go over to memberships.𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝑖O to get your access to that cipher. Let's move on, guys. We'll take a look at the daily chart. Has anything really changed here on the daily chart? Well, of course, we were looking at that 5-wave move to the upside. Now, technically, we have completed that move. We have met the minimum requirement. Minimum requirement was, of course, a double top at 32.438 cent. And we've seen the price push up here to 33.165 cent on the 25th of November. That was a Saturday. So technically, guys, we have completed this move here. Yes, we did not meet the typical target area we would have here between 34 and 37 cent. I do think there is still a chance we could see this one happen. Just the structure here would have to change out slightly. Maybe we are going up in a diagonal, as we spoke about previously also. So yeah, a bit more time to pass on this one. We have once again pushed up higher than 32.434 on this daily candle, but now dropping down. So I think, it's a bit of a flip-flop. It's a weekend, it's highly volatile as always, but I do think there is still that outside chance we could see the price push up to 34 to 37 cent. I don't think the likes of Bitcoin have finished their moves to the upside. Personally, I do think there's still more in the tank there. So should we see Bitcoin move up? Well, I fully expect AGIX also to, continue its moves to the upside. Looking at 34.1 to 37.2 cent. Now, lastly, we'll obviously come over here to the 1 week chart. There are a few things here on this weekly chart I really want to go over with you guys. Some interesting levels have been hit here. So what we'll do, we'll look at this one first of all. We previously talked about this area of support turn resistance. This goes all the way back here to the 9th of August 2021. It's just really a very interesting area for volatility. We have pushed through here. We are now finding it as a bit of support on the upper end at 28 cent, which is fantastic. We have broke through the 50 EMA, we have broke through the 50 SMA. We now see the green SMA higher than the red EMA, which is fantastic. This is the kind of moves we want to see. But what we can see here is the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in the overbought position for AGIX. This move, in my opinion, to the upside is running out. And what do we see on this move to the upside? Well, we are coming up here to test out the 1 week equilibrium. And we are finding rejection from this area. What happened the last time we came up to test the 1 week equilibrium was right over here, Monday, 29th of May, or the week commencing the 29th of May. We've seen a very big correction for AGIX. We've seen a 48.78% drop to the downside. Now, I'm not saying that is what has to happen next. Many different things were happening back there, we obviously know this. But the last time we did test this equilibrium, we seen a healthy correction. Now, what else is very coincidental about the areas we are testing just now? I will just drag this line all the way over to here, around about 33.5 cent area. We are seeing this as a previous area of support turn resistance. Now, we'll start back over here on the 13th of February. We found this as support on this pullback to the downside. Once again, we can argue we found this as support. Yes, we did wick lower than here, but we failed to close lower. Then we come over to the 17th of April, finding it as support, not closing below. Then we come over to the 24th of April, and we finally closed below that 33.3 cent level. And we continued to close below here, coming up, trying to test it, until the week of the 29th of May. The close was, of course, below here, finding rejection from 33.3 cent. And then, you can see on the charts here, guys, we continued this move to the downside. Bring us over to a bit more, why has that happened? Bring us over to a bit more up-to-date times. Well, we have seen our first test of 33.3 cent last week. Seeing the price come up to 33.1, we're technically finding rejection from here. Now, this weekly close, I will be looking at this one to try and test 33.3 cent once again. I do think we're going to find rejection from here. I think this might be the top for this run to the upside. Yes, I did say previously on this one day chart, I could see this move going up to 34 to 37 cent, but we can see right on in here on this daily chart, the minimum requirement for this move to the upside has been met by crossing that wave 3 high. And if that is the case, when we look at this weekly Binance chart, this weekly KuCoin chart, we do not have a requirement, we do not have a need, a necessity to cross higher than 33.3 cent. Should we find this as correction, well, I expect to see a healthy correction for the price action of AGIX. Now, the question obviously lies, are we going to go into new lower lows, or is the bottom in for AGIX? I think that is very undecided as of yet. Potentially the bottom is in. I need to rephrase that. The bottom is definitely in for AGIX in this bear market down here at 3 cent. What I should say, the phrase of here is the new local low in for AGIX back here on, I believe it was this candle here, the 14th of August at 15.689 cent. Yes, it was this one. Is this the local low for AGIX before the next move to the upside? I have phrased that completely wrong. I must apologise. Potentially, but I do think we have a great possibility of retesting these lower areas. Now, of course, we have spoke previously about this area of support turn resistance between 12 and 11 cent. I do think we have a possibility of coming down to test there, not a requirement though. And of course, we have this bigger area of support turn resistance. This goes all the way back to the 28th of June 2021 between 14.6 and just 8 cent. I do think we still have the possibilities to see the price come back down to here. We can see that weekly stochastic very much overbought, looking for quite the correction. The monthly, there's not too much data on the monthly, so it's not really a concern for me just now. But looking at this one, I do expect to see, a pullback for here. The bears and the bulls looking to close this one out at the end of play today. I do think that fight will be between 33.3 cent for the bears and the bulls. A close higher will be indeed bullish. A close lower, in my opinion, should be seen as bearish on this weekly chart. But I will leave that one there for today, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment, let us know all things AGIX, where you are positioned for this one just now. If you've liked the content, smash the like button, subscribe, tap on the bell, select all of the notifications before you leave today. If you're going to trade, please do trade safely. Have a nice tight stop loss, make some great gains, stay safe in the space, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will catch you all in the next one.